Luis Elizondo is a former U.S. Army counterintelligence officer. Okay, Luis, we are in possession of these crafts. What are we doing with them?
Yeah, Jesse, thanks for having me. I did testify in 2024 in November for the record and under oath that our government is in possession of material, exotic material that is not ours and possibly originates from somewhere else. And then I was also followed by other folks as well in later testimony who have discussed non-biological remains that were non-human biological remains that were retrieved from some of these crashes.
So when you, I guess, were speaking to these people that talked about non-human biological remains, what did they describe? Well,
Jesse, to be honest with you, when I was at the Pentagon and I was part of the Pentagon's UFO investigation team called ATIP, I was more of a nuts and bolts guy. We did have experts, scientists, and medical doctors that were looking into the biologic aspects. And by the way, this goes way back, way before my time even. We're talking literally the late 1940s. And if you look at this latest document drop and video drop that this administration has authorized for release, there is an absolute treasure trove of information contained in this second tranche of information.
Well, what do you think, what stands out to you?
Oh my gosh, Jesse, how much time do you have? I mean, we could be here all day. The reality is that this is a topic that our government has been taking very seriously for a very long time, would go to extreme lengths to try to cover it up. And this administration means business. This administration is the first administration in my memory that's actually delivering on a promise to be more transparent and open with the American public about this topic. Look, this last document tranche that was released, you had documents going back to the late 1940s, demonstrating very clearly that the UAP, or what was known in the vernacular, the UFO phenomenon, is very real, and it is certainly a national security issue. These things have been encountered over controlled U.S. airspace, and frankly can outmaneuver anything that we had and still have in our inventory.
All right, so they're dominant. This is a superior technological species, race, I don't even know what you call it, but that's got to be a big concern for the Pentagon, obviously. Is that the reason that they're so, it's like you can't get anything out of them and they accuse you of being crazy when you bring it up?
Well, great question, Jesse. Originally, I do think there was a real national security reason to keep this conversation secret. Height of the Cold War with us against the USSR in this kind of global chess match, if you will, for influence. And we did not want to tip our hands to our adversaries what technologies we're able to glean from this, or worse, maybe some vulnerabilities or gaps that we have. But I think the times have changed, and a lot of the old reasoning I don't think is valid anymore. I think the American public can handle the truth. I think the American public deserves the truth. And I know what I saw when I was at the Pentagon and when I was in the intelligence community. And I don't think it's necessarily classified, but I will say there are some concerns there, because you're talking about a conversation that's going to require a lot of people to do soul searching. You're talking about something that's going to challenge everybody from a philosophical, a psychological, theological perspective, and even sociological perspective.
Yeah, and the fact that we can't protect our country and our world from whatever's out there. That would be something that would be hard to break to the American people when confronted with it.
And this is why, and Jesse, this is why I make it very quick. This is why we need to balance what we say, right? I think American people, I think we can talk about the truth and what the reality of these things are, but I think we need to protect national secrets and equities and maybe what we've learned from it, just so our adversaries don't have the advantage on us.
I would agree with that. All right, well, Luis, thank you so much for your bravery and your courage and your expertise. We appreciate it. Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.